This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our friends over at ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery and now a national provider of hemp-based CBD products in more than 41 U.S. states by mail. Ease is super excited about their new Ease Wellness platform found over at easewellness.com, which puts professionally curated CBD products in your mailbox just 4 to 6 business days after you place your order. If you've been looking for a trusted and reputable source of CBD products, then easewellness.com is a place you want to be. You'll find CBD vape pens, lotions, tinctures, concentrates, drops, sprays, strips, tablets, capsules, bath bombs, lip balms, and even pet products. What more could you ask for? To see the whole array of hemp-based CBD products available through the Ease Wellness platform yourself, you just need to fire up easewellness.com. And remember, if you live in California, you can save yourself a few keystrokes by just opening up ease.com, with ease spelled E-A-Z-E. Thanks everyone at Ease for the support that makes today's news possible. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Monday, January 14th, 2019, and you're tuned in to episode 643 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. We start the week off with a bit of good news out of Rhode Island, where Governor Gina Raimondo has said that she will propose that her state legalize adult use marijuana when she releases her formal budget later this week. In an interview with the Providence Journal over the weekend, Governor Raimondo said that neighboring Massachusetts going fully legal was one of the major factors in her newfound support of legalization. There's also pressure from other nearby states like New York and Delaware that are making big moves towards legalizing adult use. Tom Angel over Marijuana Moment has lots of good background on this, along with some more details on how Governor Raimondo wants legal cannabis to proceed in Rhode Island. Probably the most top-of-the-line item is the ban on home cultivation for adult use consumers. Pop over there if you want to dive in more. The Canadian province of Ontario held a lottery on Friday to select 25 winners of marijuana dispensary licenses and had just under 17,000 applicants to choose from. Those winners were announced just a few hours after being picked on Friday by the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario and are now expected to get a store up and running by April 1st. Each of the 16,905 applicants who threw a hat into the ring for those 25 spots paid an application fee of $75, netting the province a cool $1.25 million in fees. Canada has been dealing with cannabis supply issues since the October launch of its nationwide legal system, which has caused some provinces to limit their stores' hours and operating days, while Ontario decided to slow roll out its dispensary licenses. Jumping just south of our neighbor to the north, we land in Vermont, where on Friday, news broke that the State Senate Judiciary Committee plans to introduce a bill this week that will set up a taxed and regulated sales system for adult use marijuana. You should remember that last year, Vermont became the first and so far only state in the U.S. to legalize adult use marijuana via the legislative process, but that it did not set up a sales system when it did so. That means that right now, Vermont residents can grow and own and share and use marijuana, but they cannot sell it or buy it from legal sources. VT Digger has lots of details on this one, which I'd direct you over to. The major points on the proposed plan include a 10% sales tax and the fact that all revenue generated from marijuana sales tax would go directly into the state's general fund rather than being diverted to special interests like drug education or law enforcement. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery and now a national provider of hemp-based CBD products in more than 41 U.S. states by mail. If you live outside California, you just need to open up easewellness.com to see all the different hemp-based CBD products that can be delivered to your door in just 4 to 6 business days after you place an order. But if you're a resident of the Golden State, you just need to route yourself through ease.com, where you'll find all the legal adult use marijuana products uniquely available to people living in California. And the best part about getting to order through ease.com, assuming you're in a part of California where it's legal and that it's during legal delivery hours, is that your order will show up to your door less than 60 minutes after you place it. That's amazing. One more time, if you live in California, just open up eaze.com, spelled E-A-Z-E. And if you live outside the Golden State, you can pop open eazewellness.com to see if your state is one of the 41 states where Eaze delivers professionally curated hemp-derived CBD products via the mail. Big thanks to everyone at Eaze for helping support today's news. All right, time for the Blitz. On Friday, one of Massachusetts' new adult-use shops opened its doors up for the first time. There are now a handful of adult-use dispensaries open in Massachusetts, so this probably wouldn't have landed on our list today except for the interesting twist of the location of the Bay State's newest adult-use store. That's the town of Great Barrington, which is about an hour's drive from the New York State capital of Albany. The new TLRY Wellness dispensary is Massachusetts' sixth adult-use store and is expected to draw in scores of New York shoppers who can easily swing in over the border. That's the same kind of pressure that we saw in our top headline over in Rhode Island. Each cross-state transaction is a little bit of sales tax revenue lost to the shopper's home state. And if there's one thing that politicians do not like, it's easy money left on the table. California's new governor, Gavin Newsom, just released his first state budget, which increases the funding state cannabis agencies will receive to do their jobs. Governor Newsom's new budget carves out $200 million in funding for state cannabis regulators, up more than 50% from current levels. Bouncing back up to Canada for a headline, Global News has a good story about the introduction of legal marijuana seed sales, which just spooled up in a limited fashion this month in British Columbia and Ontario, where packs of 4 feminized seeds are selling like hotcakes for $60 Canadian, or $15 per seed. Right now, there's just one company, Cannabis Growth, providing those seeds for sale, so it's likely we'll see prices fall as supply constraints fall away. Florida's new agricultural commissioner, Nikki, who regular listeners should remember for losing her campaign bank accounts last year because she accepted donations from the legal cannabis industry, announced the formation of a new position in the state to oversee her department's marijuana regulatory portfolio. The new position will carry the title of Director of Cannabis and is expected to be filled within the next few weeks. Marijuana-focused private equity firm Privateer Holdings announced late last week that it had no plans to sell off the 75 million shares that it holds in Canadian marijuana firm TLRY, sending TLRY's stock price on a 26% upward swing on Friday. The New York Post is reporting that TLRY's stock price has had an interesting last year, with its current mark being up 500% from its July IPO price, but down more than 60% from a September high. That helped to set the stage for some worry within the investor class that Privateer Holding would start to dump its TLRY stock. And finally for today, Leafly is an interesting look at the new legal cannabis brand developed by filmmaker Francis Ford Coppola, who also dabbles in the wine industry. That connection to wine is apparent in his new marijuana brand, FF Coppola, which is packaged in faux wine bottles to be sold in California, and that features just 3 grams of cannabis for a whopping $100 pre-tax. Given how logical the world of pricing is in the world of fine wines, Coppola can perhaps be forgiven for trying to sell 3 grams of marijuana for $100, and at least owns up to the fact that his target audience is people who don't know much about cannabis. That sounds about right. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, send us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at MJTodayDaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Eaze, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.